So Barb and Jim, thanks for taking the opportunity to come in today and have a chat about the real estate acquisition search process that we were conducting on behalf of Southtown Auto Parts and the involvement with JB's Automotives and the sale of your Southside property. Before we get going into some of the details, I thought maybe you'd take a couple of minutes to give me a brief overview about JB's history and maybe what some of your requirements were as it relates to the sale of your Southside building.
Sure, absolutely, Jeff. JB's has been in business for 45 years, and we sell performance automotive parts and accessories, high-end car audio. We have, at that time, we had 3 locations in the city of Edmonton and 1 store in Calgary, and business was good, good steady business. And we also have a wholesale redistribution business, and hadn't really given any thought at all to selling the Southside location. It was vibrant, business was good. Now, when I first received that letter from a law firm talking about would we be interested in selling the property and have a look at it, my immediate thoughts were, I thought, this is, it's from a lawyer. This looks like a bona fide deal. So at that point, I turned it over to my wife, Barbara, and had her, I said, Barb, can you have a look into this, follow through, and check with, whoever this letter came from, and get back to me with a little bit more information, and we'll make a decision as to whether we really have any interest on it.
Mm-hmm. And with my part, I really enjoyed being able to be part of this because truly we had no idea that we would ever even think of selling that store until we got that letter. And when I gave you a phone call, you were so personable on the phone. And then you came out and we got to meet. And I just felt as though you were going to take care of your buyer and also us.
Jim, I'd like to get your feedback as it relates to your perception of our buyer and were they a qualified buyer?
Sure, Jeff. After Barb had done her due diligence and got back to me and advised me that she felt this was a bona fide deal and we should, if we're interested, we should definitely have a look at it. And at that point, I ended up contacting yourself. And the first thing that I had shared with you is that I hadn't really thought of, I mentioned this before, I hadn't really thought of selling the building, but if the opportunity was there, maybe we could be interested, okay? But if we were interested, I wanted a fair price for the building. I brought that forward to you and said, Jeff, if this is going to go ahead, I would want a fair price for the building. Okay, so I would imagine that we've got the building appraised, and whatever the building comes in at, that's what I would be looking for.
Jim, maybe you could talk to me a little bit about the commission structure and how you found that appealing, given that the buyers paid all the fees associated with the sale of the process. What we've been led to believe by various sellers in the past, that it's a very important, appealing part of the process, and that brings a lot of sellers forward. But I'd be interested in your feedback in that regard.
And absolutely, I mean, that kind of falls into the category, from my point of view, what's not to like, with something like that there would be no fee, no commission structure, and I've got an appraisal. I've got Jeff telling me that Jim will give you, we will give you a fair price for the building on behalf of our buyer, and not only that, you're not going to be looking at a commission fee. So, and like I said, hey, what's not to like about that? I mean, that was just I saw that as being a very motivational factor to want to proceed ahead with the process.
Maybe you could talk to me a little bit about the confidentiality of the sale process.
Well, it wasn't a concern, but is it appealing? Absolutely. Okay, and to your point, like whether you have a for lease sign in front of a building or a for sale sign, if you're one of our customers and you're coming in, guess one of the first things that you're going to be asking about, are you guys going out of business? What's going on here? So you don't want to deal with rumors like that. So that was a nice, I'll call that, that was appealing and a nice bonus that we weren't dealing with.
Lastly, we, as I may have mentioned to you in the past, we provide a variety of value-added services to the buyers. Kind of the more important things, on the due diligence side of the equation, there's a whole host of activities that have to happen, as you know, and the marketplace is very heated, so to get good appraisal people, environmental people, inspection people, all through the property in a timely fashion, provide good feedback and advice to the prospective purchaser is critical in making that sale process run smoothly. I think our optimistic our experience, the experience with you guys was that went smoothly and it allowed that whole process to go ahead quite quickly. What's your thoughts as it relates to that?
And absolutely, like, I mean, as far as, you know, that was, and I'd shared that with you previously, that one of the things that really impressed me was your thoroughness, okay, for looking out for your client, okay? Did I have knowledge on environmental issues, that you have to have all of these things done before the mortgage can be put in place? And to be honest with you, I had no idea, but I was very, very impressed with your thoroughness. And there were some things that, you know, you dealt with. There was absolutely no hiccups, but there were some, you know, some issues where people weren't getting back to you in a timely fashion, some frustrations. You never got upset about it. You just kept your foot on the throttle. It made it move ahead, and it all went ahead very smoothly and in a timely fashion. So from my chair, one of the things that I really liked about that is, if Jeff's, you know, really looking out for his client in that area, he's also going to be looking out for us and be fair with us, and that really appealed to me.
Good. Well, I'm glad the sale process worked out well for you. And
Absolutely.
I really appreciate you guys responding to our inquiry on behalf of Southtown Auto Parts.